Hello everyone, my name is Thanks and welcome to the setup video that I promised you. Right behind me, back here, I have my desk which is ready for your viewing. I have all my components set, I cleaned it. To some extent, there's still a lot of dust there, but you know, it's fine. We're not going to look down here, because I didn't care to clean that, that's fine. Anyways, I want you to keep a couple of things in mind while I'm doing the setup tour video thing. And first and foremost, I'm recording this as you see on my Samsung phone right here, so I don't have the best of audio quality. I really don't know how it's going to turn out at all, but I hope it's going to be, you know, manageable at best. I'm going to try to edit it as well as I can and make it as, I guess, functionable as physically possible, but if it's not amazing, I apologize. Also, keep in mind, this is a very minimalistic setup. I have a very little desk, a very small desk, and I don't have the most space to put things on, so I've kind of compressed everything together to make it work, and I'd say my quality on different things work pretty well, so, you know, it's small, but it works, and if you guys have a little space, I guess that's the most usual or the best way to copy this exact setup. If you have a bigger desk or something like that, you can take certain things from this, I guess, but overall you might want to look at someone else's setups for better individual component placement stuffs. Yeah, that's the word. Anyways, let's move along here. Let's turn around and have a look at like my shelf, my bed, my window, my thing, my lights, my floor. Alright, I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. Anyways, here's the basic setup. Let's go through each and every component. I'm going to put like a pricing for the individual components if I manage to find the name of them and the actual price for them on Amazon or eBay or something like that. I'm going to put those on screen right now so you can see, you know, what I'm using and whatnot. It's going to be pretty good in how much they cost, and when I get to the PC and such, I'll put specs on screen and not start talking about them when I'm in the video, because that might be a bit confusing for a lot of people. Anyways, let's start along here with the microphone I'm using. This is the Blue Yeti Pro with a pop filter, as you guys can see. The Blue Yeti is a really good microphone in my opinion. It works pretty well for just general use of anything YouTube-wise, but I would say it's actually better for vloggers or for podcasters than gamers, for the simple reason that the Blue Yeti is super sensitive. It picks up everything, like everything in 2 meters radius, even with the gain on the back quite far down. So, you know, when I play games, I often hear my vents on the computer and my keyboard clicks and all that stuff. Which I have to edit out later on, and I recommend actually getting like an Audio-Technica if you're able to do so, but the Blue Yeti is definitely a good alternative, and I think they cost about the same, so, you know, if you can choose between them, I do recommend the Audio-Technica, but the Blue Yeti is definitely good as well, and it's not a bad thing to buy if you're into getting a better microphone. Also, chair, you gotta move. This is a really old chair. If you're gonna get a gaming setup, don't get this. Don't get this, ever. Alright, so the mouse pointer I'm using, this is a pretty fun one for me because this is probably my favorite thing in the entire setup. This mouse pointer is a SteelSeries Sensei, and I love this. I love this mouse so incredibly much. If you have like a Razer mouse or something, a Razer DeathAdder or a Abyss or something like that, it's kind of on the line of those, but I still find this one to be a lot better. I find it to be a bit more responsive and just generally more comfortable to play with, so you know, I actually recommend this over many Razer products, but if you do play MMO games or games that require a lot more button presses in tactical... Oh, my camera just lagged there, I'm a bit unsure, but if you play like MMOs and stuff, you might want to get a Naga instead, because this one is not really for MMO gaming or RPG gaming, it's more for FPSs, like Minecraft or CSGO or something of the sorts, but for that I think this is a really good mouse pointer, and I highly recommend you know, just use it. It's really good. Alright, so over here we've got my keyboard. This is a Logitech G5 keyboard. Nothing really fancy. It's just your standard keyboard, really. It has some fancy lights. You know, I have multiple light options here. Turn it up to max or to like half or to none. But other than that, it's a relatively responsive keyboard. It's not the most noisy of things for a kinda mechanical keyboard. And, you know, I think it's good. I'm not going to change it out in any future, I think, but it's definitely not the best. You could probably find better things than this still on the market or on certain websites. We also have my monitor here, which is an Acer 3D something monitor. I'm not exactly sure what version or model this is, but I've got to say, the one thing that really pisses me off with this monitor, it's really good, like visual-wise, it's really nice, it looks pretty good and all that, but if you go down here to the on button, this one is pretty unresponsive. And I highly recommend, you know, if you hate on buttons, don't get this one, because this is actually broken on me before, and I had to go to Acer with this monitor and be like, yeah, I managed to break the on button by pressing it too hard. Apparently, it wouldn't turn on, so I pressed it a little bit harder and it broke. And they were like, that never happened before. And I'm like, yeah, fix your shit, guys. This is a big problem with this monitor. So I actually recommend getting a monitor from Samsung if you're able to do so. But this definitely works well as well. It's not the top of the notch, but it's pretty good. Up here we have another pretty good thing I have. This is the Logitech. Let me read the name up here. This is the Logitech Carl Zeiss Tezar HD 1080p video camera. I think this one is pretty good. I use this for most of my face cams, or all my face cams really. And I've got to say, it's got some good quality. It normally fixes frame rate pretty well. And, you know, I recommend using it. Pretty dusty, though. If you, oh, God, that is really dusty. I'll need to fix that up. But, yeah, this is a pretty good camcorder. I recommend you guys might look into it. I don't think it was too expensive, actually. Or, no, actually, this was kind of expensive when I think about it. This is one of the more expensive components of everything. Like, I guess compared to other products in its genre. Can you say that? Or of its style. Like, this is a pretty expensive webcam, but it's really good if you're gonna do face cams or be a streamer or something. I recommend getting this. Now, looking up here on the little board I have on top, we have my speakers. These are really basic Logitech speakers, relatively cheap. I don't really know the brand of them, but yeah, you can probably get any speaker and they're just as good as these. And I have an Xbox controller here, which I do play some games on my computer down there. You know, I plug it in, it works because I have Windows 8, and you know, that's that. Moving on, I have my headphones here. These are the Razer Chakritas or something. Name's gonna be on screen, you know, so you don't need to listen to me talk about it. Pretty much, these I would say are pretty damn good. They don't have any sound suppression unlike the sides here. Like all the audio coming from here just kind of gets right out to you guys. So if I get close to the microphone at times, like if I stand here with my face talking to the microphone, you might actually hear like a Skype conversation coming through the side of it, which is not the best of things, but it's very comfortable, and I think the audio is relatively okay. The microphone on this one though is absolute shit, so if you want to use a headphone microphone, do not buy this this headset. Do not do that. And I highly recommend a Turtle Beach or a Razer Kraken, I think it is. Yeah, those are relatively good, and I would recommend those over this if you're going to use the microphone. So yeah, moving along here, a little thing I want to mention just quickly. If you're doing facecam videos with a camera like this, I highly recommend you get a light by your computer screen pointing towards you. This is a pretty good lamp. I don't know the brand, I don't know the price, but just a tip, get yourself a lamp if you're going to do face cams, because that really does help with the lighting, and it looks a lot better, and it's also more pleasing to play when you have everything lit up. It's just, I don't know, it's more beautiful, in a sense. So, moving down to what you guys had been waiting for, we can finally have a look at the Enatus drawing board. Woo! This is a drawing board I have. I normally just store it down here for some reason. I use it from time to time just to draw some stuff. You're pretty good if you're an artist. This can definitely be of use to you. The Enatus Pro, pretty expensive though. I got this for Christmas once, and it's really good. Also, now, you know, you guys might have been waiting for this. I don't know if you have, but this is my computer. This is what I've been using for the last 2 to 3 years, and I've got to say, I'm super happy with this baby. It's been with me, it's stuck with me, and it's absolutely amazing. So first and foremost, the one spec I know about this is that it has like a phantom casing. I don't know the number of it. I'm gonna have to research a bit, see if I find the number of it. And the specs are gonna be on screen right now. Probably gonna flash by and do all that fancy stuff, you know, that I said it to do. Now this PC is really good overall, and if I do find one spec, I'm gonna say that you might want to look into a better one. That would be the vents first and foremost. If you find a more silent vent for this computer, then I recommend you get that if you're gonna get the same kind of model. Now this is a custom built computer, but it's pre-built. I didn't build it myself. I ordered it through a Norwegian website called Komplett.no, which is a really good website if you live in Norway, but if you live abroad, I would say that Alienware or something of the sorts like that would be better off for you if you're gonna look into something custom built. Now, see, I haven't really vacuumed the vents for a while. I probably should do that, but yeah, the specs are on screen right now. They're not the top of the hill, I would say. I have a Sapphire Radeon something graphics card. I recommend going Nvidia if you're able to. But overall, a lot of the specs were pretty good. In this little thing here, we have like space for, I think it's a total of 8 terabytes of hard drive space. Like, I think you can get even more, but This one I think is the only one I'm actually using. I think it has 2 terabytes in it, and the other ones are empty at this point, so I would suspect, you know, around 8 terabytes. I don't know if you can get like 4 terabyte hard drives, but if you can, this can go all the way up to 30, what would that be? No, not 32, 16 in that case. God, maths are hard. But yeah, I guess that's kind of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my setup. It's very minimalistic. It's not the biggest of things, but you guys have been asking for it, and I decided I was going to get out there and briefly talk about it. A little thing I want to mention at the end is this right here. If you're going to get this Blue Yeti, be sure to have a mouse pad or something under it to try and reduce some noise when you tap like the table like this, because it will go right through the shock stand and up through the microphone. You will hear it very clearly in it. As I said, it's very sensitive, so that's a good tip. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed the setup tour. If you did, do leave a rating, leave your thoughts on it in the description below. I hope it's okay that I showed it off like this. I don't know if the audio quality is or anything like that. As said, this is a raw cut video. There are no real cuts or anything like that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.